I'd used my tri-square to mark a 90-degree angle on the wood, and I've used my saw to saw down here, but you can see that even though I'm the best at sawing in the whole planet, I'm still not quite able to get a straight line. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use this sanding machine in order to sand up to the line. I'm not going to sand over the line, I'm going to leave the line just showing. I'd rather be 0.5 millimetre too big than to sand over the line and then not know if I'm 0.5 millimetre too small or if I'm 3 miles too small. I would never know. There's me mixing my metric and my imperial measurements. What a sinner I am. To use this sanding machine, first you're going to need to know how it works. So again, we've got an isolator switch and we've got an on-off button, and that's pretty much it to go. But before I get there, what have I forgotten? Ah yes, the first thing I've forgotten is my tie. I don't want my tie getting stuck in here. So again, anything that's loose needs to be removed. My jewellery needs to come off and needs to go in my pocket. Now I'm ready. No, there must be something else that I've forgotten. What else have I forgotten? I've forgotten to wear my safety glasses. And again, in this circumstance, anytime you've got moving machinery, always please wear safety glasses to protect your eyes. Now I think that I'm ready to go. Well, actually, I might turn the extractor fans on. I'm not going to do it for this demonstration because it's very noisy. I'll show you how to do it once I've finished, and I'll show you how noisy it is. So, I'm going to turn the machine on with the isolator switch. And again, now the machine is now live. I wouldn't want to be touching the belt or doing anything like that. Green is go. Lots of people think that this machine is scary because it's noisy. But actually, you're going to be very good friends with this machine. It's quite a nice one to use. Put the material flat on the bed and push it into the machine like so. Now I can put my fingers actually really quite close to here. The machine doesn't come out and grab me and pull me in. It's only me pushing on the material that makes it sand. So I have control over what's going on. You can see that my material is just a little bit too wide for sandpaper. So I'm going to move it forward and backwards like so. I'm going to push on it only gently at the end there. And I'm going to stop at that point. I can still just see my pencil on there. So to turn this machine off, again, you've got a red stop button here, but I prefer you to use the emergency kick button. I don't like the idea of you turning it off by reaching down here like this to turn it off here. Your head is too close to the sanding machine there, and so is your hair. Once you've finished using it, you're going to turn it off at the isolator switch here. I did promise to show you how you were going to turn the fans on and off. The machine sucks the dust through a pipe and sends it out of this pipe, through that pipe, and out of that, and then back out of the room. But we've got a gate here. We want these gates closed, generally speaking. If all of the gates are open, we won't get any suction. They work a little bit like how a magician cuts his wife in half. You can see as I pull that out there, the dust will kind of go up through the hole, and it's going to go along this pipe. It's going to go along this pipe. The switch to turn the fans on is actually just inside this room. So as we just go through the door there, green is go, and red is stop. But you can see I've got another gate here. So this now means that it's going to suck just this room. Whereas if I close that one up and I open this one, this is for the other room and it'll extract the other room. Generally speaking, we want those closed so that we can keep the vacuum going. Got got two more sanding machines that you might like to know about. This one's called a spindle sander. It's also known as a bobbin sander. It's got a plug there. On this one we've got green is go there and red is stop. This would be used for sanding internal curves this way. Again, we've got a gate there to suck the dust out. Please make sure you use that one on this and this disc sander down here, because they create a lot of dust. You can see where students have been using this machine in the last lesson, how much dust it's created because they forgot to put the fans on. So I'm going to turn the spindle sander off and I'm going to turn the disc sander on. The disc sanders, I'm going to turn on and off here. With a disc sander, you have to remember, let's just turn this off, that it actually moves faster on the outside of the disc than it does on the inside. A bit like when you were trying to get on the roundabout at the playground when you were young. You can see that as I turn it with my two fingers there, that this finger has a lot further to go in the same time as this finger, and so therefore it must be moving faster. That means that when you're sanding, you just need to be aware that it's going to sand more off this end than it is this end, and this is actually the better end of the sander to use. Green is go. Oh, I'm turning it off, haven't I? Green is go. We can turn it off red, or we can use the emergency stop button. But what I'd like you to see is that it does take a long time to stop. I want you never to leave a machine running like this. I'd like you to just use the piece of wood that we'll leave by the machine as a brake before leaving the machine there. I gather there is some kind of medical condition where people want to touch a machine to see if it's moving. Obviously we don't want that to happen at all. And that's sanding machines.